another one of those early morning ride to work videos. You know, when it comes to all this stuff, it's not our job to do anything about it. Now, like I always say, you know, some people don't believe in the Bible, but that's okay. Because it is written. I mean, what are you going to do about it anyway? See? This shit goes so deep that, you know, you got to have a lot of knowledge. That's why people think you're crazy when you talk about these things. Knowledge. Know the ledge. Know where to stop. Because you might hang yourself. We'll get into that and the meaning of that later. But knowledge. Know the owl. The owl is wisdom, right? Knowledge, now, owl, edge, know the ledge. It's not our job to do anything about it. It's only our job to see it, to accept. See, we're all clinging to things, but the thing is those things that we cling to are what cause us problems in our life. We have to let go. You have to accept that this is the way it is. Once you learn to accept that this is the way it is, that this is just the way life is, you'll start to become enlightened. What I mean by that, you know, money. You're starting to realize that money, it's a fucking game. There's this big game. The best thing to do is not play it. You know, everybody trying to be rich because, you know, that's where everybody's attention is trying to be rich, trying to have fame, trying to have money. You know, that's fine and all, but I'd rather have knowledge of the bullshit and not be manipulated. Know the ledge. Learn to accept that this is just the way it is. It's okay to see these things. And when you show these things, you have to understand that once they start to see these things, they will be caught in the web too. They will be caught in the web. See, you gotta look at Bohemian Grove and you'll see a picture of the owl. And it says, no spiders should come weaving web, or no spiders weave webs here. And then you have to understand that Athena was in a challenge with Arachne, where Arachne would weave these canvases, and the canvas that she weaved was better than Athena's canvas. Something happened, you know, the story's all mixed up, but in the end, Arachne, who was a woman, hung herself and turned into a spider, left weaving webs, or Athena was jealous and turned her into a spider. But the whole moral of it is, and just like on Bohemian Grove, you know, where they're talking about the no spiders come here weaving webs or whatever, basically what they're doing is they're telling you little people, to them, that they are the gods. And don't come thinking you're going to change anything or believing that you're as powerful as those gods. Don't come over there weaving reality. So you have to have knowledge. You have to know where the ledge is, know where to stop, or you'll go off the end with the sheep. Enlightenment is getting to the edge Understanding what's going on, and then understanding that you don't have to play that game. You don't have to take it so far that, you know what, you're left tangled up inside your own mind trying to figure out what's going on when the whole enlightenment is just to accept that this is the way it is. It's all a fucking game. All the way from the big money shakers to all the way down to those that get close to just wanting to live a life, have a house, you know, children, raise children, and it's a game, and they're integrated into you. So know the ledge. It's like the old saying: before enlightenment, roll ball uphill, fetch water, chop wood. After enlightenment, roll ball uphill, fetch water, chop wood. A lot of people are enlightened. They know a lot of shit. They have some knowledge, wisdom, but they still struggle because they haven't just learned to accept. Just let it go. It's not our job we can't control anything. And to even try to control anything is a sense of control, and that there you go. It's control, see? You know, that's a double-edged sword. You can't go tell one group, well, they can't do this, because then it will also you will fashion yourself into control just as well. The best thing to do is allow others to be exactly who they are, express themselves any way they want, and be free. Because when you take away someone else's freedom, you're taking away your own freedom. Know the ledge. Just accept this life the way it is. Ignore the bullshit and go live a life. You know, if you're paying attention to all this shit all the time, you're not necessarily living a life. You're being consumed by this stuff that's either happened in the past, and you're trying to predict a future off of it, when you should be living in the present, just enjoying life. You know, and that means, you know, getting a job, going to work, find some friends, find you a group, and be happy. If you want to dig into this shit, just don't let it get to the point that it truly affects your life. You know, I know a lot of people out there, they say, well, you know, we should all come together. Well, we're not all the same. You cannot come together. And if you did come together, the first thing would happen is the same thing that happened in Waco. They're going to call you a bunch of nut jobs with guns and stuff, and then they're going to come in, they're going to burn your little castle down. See? Wise men know that. You're not going to turn into a god, a giant, a peacekeeping group. And there's always going to be those ones that are in the group that will manipulate the group. They're not on board with what you want. And then what you'll have those nut jobs that'll talk either everybody into drinking the Kool-Aid, or you'll end up with what happened in the kulaks. If you don't understand what happened in the kulaks, I'd say you should probably go look that up. You know, that was pretty sick and crazy shit. That's why those that are up there and they're powerful, or what you might believe is powerful, and the people around you that you think are rich and they don't care about you, you have to be real careful, because if it comes to a time where they have something and you don't have nothing, and you point at them and say it's their fault, well, a large enough group that doesn't understand enlightenment will be more than willing to grab them up and destroy them. They'll do the same thing that happened in the kulaks. That's why I won't join no group. I won't be a part of any fucking group or society. I'm gonna stay out here. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna believe that everybody should have the voice to speak and say whatever they like, even if I don't like it. Because if I stop them from saying what they like, what they like and I don't like, then I'm only stopping myself. Because freedom of speech, if you take it away, it happens to everybody. If you don't like guns and you take them away, it happens to everybody. And if you don't have a gun and you don't have your speech, well, what are you? Well, you're not a citizen anymore. You're a subject. You're a subject. And that's what the Jewish were in Nazi Germany. They were subjects of the state. See? So, the idea of controlling anything is a lie. It's that you're joining them, because what you're doing is you're saying that I'm strong enough and I know enough to know that I am right. I will put the crown on my head and I will crucify whoever I want. I mean, think about it. You know, it's all control. The idea, and to stop suffering from all this shit, is to realize that you have no control. You've never had control. You haven't had control of your past. The only thing that you can do is try to be happy and live in the present. But that's my message for the day. And that's Arachnid. And that's Bohemian Grove and the owl, and knowing where the ledge is. The owl. Remember when you was in school, Mr. Owl? The owl at school was knowledge. You had an apple, you had a pencil, and you had an owl. The best thing for you to do is write your thoughts down with that pencil. Eat from the apple and get the knowledge.